So I recently bought this iPhone 16 Pro Max. I actually picked it up this evening. My old iPhone was giving me some issues, and that's usually my cue to buy a new one. I'm not at all a gadget guy that has to have the latest, greatest phone, but because of this, I was in the market for a new phone case. I actually prefer Folio cases because they cover the front of the phone, the back, the sides, the top, bottom. I kind of like that look, and I feel that it provides a little bit more security on a day-to-day basis. So I have a wallet by Berluti that I purchased this summer from the store in Manhattan. So I thought I would try to pair it up with the iPhone for an iPhone case as well. So this is my unboxing. I'm opening this up right here, so you'll see a genuine first reaction. They shipped it expedited shipping. It just arrived this afternoon, which was nice because my phone just arrived this afternoon as well. I like the larger memory card, which they had to order. So, opening it up. Okay. I'm not sure what this is. Oh. So this is basically a sales transaction and invoice. Okay. I'll put this to the side. I'm going to toss it down here. So this is typically how Berluti packages their leather goods and their accessories. You have this white box, paper box on the out, and then within it you have a smaller slide out box. Okay. Card. And I'll talk more about the native union component to this and what my concern was with that. Okay. So here's the box. It doesn't seem to come with the dust bag at all. Gosh, this case feels incredibly bulky. Not to mention, I mean, the phone is a Pro Max, so I expected it to be a larger phone. Okay, all right, yeah, the leather's pretty supple. So, those of you that aren't familiar with what Berluti is, it's a French designer. It's has a flagship location in the Faubourg region of Paris. They're a couple blocks up from the flagship Chanel store, the Hermes store. Unlike those French designers, this doesn't have quite that market share, but it definitely has an appreciation. They're well known for their leather goods. Their shoes are, amazing. A lot of people might know them for, they'll do custom footwear for celebrities, or they'll do tailored shoes as well if somebody wants to spend that kind of money. But I never bought a case by them before. So first impression. So this is by the way, this is the Scritto. The inscription that's here on their case is the same thing as the inscription that's on their wallet. It's the same inscription that's on several of their clothing items. I don't know where exactly it originates. The designer is from the 1800s, and it's something about a document or a manuscript that they purchased the rights to and that they now put on their products. So the Scritto is there, but I don't really feel it doesn't have as much of a tactile sensation. I was hoping that it could provide some kind of dexterity or some kind of contour to the case from a gripping standpoint that might have some utility, but not really seeing it here. But then the inside there's a black leather. This case, it looks a little different. I think you should take note. The interior is black, sure, but the exterior of the case, it's a little bit different than what I'd gotten the impression of on the website. For example, so I knew it wasn't this color. This is a traditional Berluti color that my wallet's in. This is the only color they offer, and I think it was like an Arctic blue or something like that. I don't really feel like it gives that sort of appearance that I got on the website. But maybe I'll get a taste for it. It does have some card slots here, which is nice. I do always carry some backup business cards in my phone case. Okay, so moving on to putting it inside. So, and this is also lined with the material on the inside. I don't know if it's like an Alcantara, something like that. But it gives it a little more traction. Well, let's see if we can get the phone in here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so with the phone in, the case closes. So it does not have any kind of a magnetic clasp or something to secure it with on the front. I mean, it is a little, the side, it does have a little bit more of a rigid sort of a leather or filling, so it seems to want to get in this position. But my question is that after several months of wear, whether it'll retain that feel or not. Obviously you want that because that covers and protects the front of the phone. So let's see in terms of accessibility of the buttons. Okay, so that's the power button. Yep, it's a little firm right now, a little bit rigid, but I have a feeling that after you've been using it, it'll take a little less force to push that in. Okay, now let's see about the volume buttons. So yeah, okay. All right, now let's see about this one here. Oh, so this is a little bit more cumbersome. So as far as the silence button goes, okay, all right, but I think some of it is the buttons have changed. This is literally, I'm kind of unboxing the iPhone at the same time that I'm unboxing this case because I'm not familiar at all with the buttons have changed between. I had the iPhone 14 Pro Max that I'm now upgrading to 16 Pro Max, so maybe I don't know how to work the buttons and I got to figure that out too. But yeah, I mean the buttons are accessible, camera button, let's try that. Yep, that was one thing the guy did point out, that camera button. Yep, able to access that too. Okay, so that's there. Now there's a decent rim along the sides. The case, I think, would give it a decent amount of protection. So I think we should zoom in on this a little bit. Sorry, so because I'm having my girlfriend record this, and we're trying to get it done before my wife shows up. Sorry. So anyways, I'm having her zoom in. I want to show this. There's a little bit of a lip. I don't know if you drop it. If it was to take a drop on its back, I'm hoping it would protect the lens. I think it's probably decent, but it's a little close, to be honest. I don't know if you have more than a couple of tenths of an inch, or maybe a fifth of a centimeter, if you want to go by the metric system, between the lens and the lip. But overall, so just getting a general feel for the leather, comparing them both, it's a different kind of a leather than the wallet, which I'm not surprised. The wallet was substantially more expensive than this iPhone case was, so they obviously used a nicer leather for that. A little bit, it's much more supple, but even compared to this leather doesn't carry the same feel that some of my other Berluti leather goods have, and I don't know why that is. So So I talked about this Native Union joint venture they're doing. So when you go to their website to purchase this, it's weird, but it says made in China under the item, which that's something Berluti never does. It's their goods are made in Europe. They're made in France or they're made in Italy. They have some of their stuff is made in Italy, but I didn't expect made in China. But when I researched it a little bit more, and I might be wrong in this, but my impression was that the case that actually secures the iPhone that was made in China, but that the handling of the leather, I was under the impression that was made in that was still made by Berluti. Um, so in terms of what my feel is for the case, you know, is it worth the price? Honestly, I'm not sure. I was expecting something that had a little bit of a finer feel to it. Um, I do appreciate that it's bulky. It has a little more functionality than I thought it would. I was expecting a complete fashion case that wouldn't have much protection, something that I would only use for special occasions or on vacations, whereas for work I would have a separate phone case, and I might still do that, but I think people who want to use this on a day-to-day basis, it might fare well because it does have more durability than what I was expecting by, decent shot actually. It's extremely, it feels like it has quite a bit of structural integrity to it. So, the reality is this isn't an OtterBox. You're not paying an OtterBox price. This is a case you're going to want to treat well and, not put it through a lot of wear and tear. I tend to preserve I take particular care over most of my things, whether it's my car, whether it's my wallet, my shoes, my clothes. I, generally try to preserve whatever I hold dear. The decision whether the phone is worth that much is going to be a very polarizing one. The phone case is worth that much. It's going to be extremely polarizing one. This case costs more than what several phones do. And a lot of people will feel that it's not worth it. It's kind of a contentious thing, and I'm not looking to convince anyone, of it, because honestly, I'm not quite as pleased with it as I thought I would be. And I got to make up my mind whether I'm going to keep this thing or not. But, either way, I hope that you found some kind of utility out of this unboxing and presentation of this Berluti case for the 16 Pro Max. There's only two that they have. One is this Folio case, and the other one is just a case that covers a standard case that covers the back and the sides. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Thank you. Okay, so I apologize. The whole point of an unboxing is to get an initial reaction, and I'm recording this about 2 minutes after I culminated the last video, but it didn't take me long to make up my mind. I am actually not happy at all with this phone case. I am going to be sending it back. I don't feel like the craftsmanship really is on par with what I would expect from the designer, and I don't know why that is. I mean, certainly they're charging prices for what I would expect out of the designer, but like if you look at the stitching, the seams, even the quality of the leather is substantially different from my wallet. I'm gonna have my it's my wife here now, so I'm gonna have her zoom in on the materials and just kind of the workmanship. This leather already has some scratches, and look, you're gonna get scratches on nice leather. I'm not expecting that, it's never gonna happen, and it actually adds to the personality, but like I didn't even handle this thing and it's scratched up, and the color also isn't very forgiving. Like marring shows up very readily on this color is what I'm realizing, and I just don't feel like the stitching. Look, Berluti's, their leather's usually hand stitched, but I don't feel the level of precision and attention to detail was brought to this as to the wallet or any of the other leather goods that I have by Berluti. It feels much more like Berluti decided rather than a fashion case, they wanted to make an OtterBox case, or they wanted to make a mainstream case which somebody could use for daily wear. But the thing is that who in their right mind would buy a case for $700+ and then be satisfied with this kind of appearance?